Sai Ram. In the last Parayanam session, I had mentioned about the inauguration of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. Swami had said that next year when you come here, the administrative building of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning will be ready for all of you to see. This immediately made the engineers panic because the building was to come on top of a hill and there were no roads leading to the top, and the roads had to be laid. That itself would take about 3 months, and Swami had already given a deadline. And of course, as Swami mentioned, Swami's Sankalpa is Vajra Sankalpa. The Sankalpa, adamantine Sankalpa. So it's Sankalpa which brooks no defeat. And therefore, the moment Swami said, the work was already ready, blessed to be ready. On the 22nd of November 1982, the Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning had its administrative block opened, inaugurated by Sri Gundu. The other event was the first convocation of the institute. Unprecedented crowds of devotees had assembled in the Purnachanda auditorium, and they filled the rest of the Nilayam area also for the morning function. Mr. Gundu Rao, the Chief Minister of Karnataka, flew from Bangalore by helicopter and arrived at 9 a.m. Bhagawan, who is the Chancellor of the University, and Mr. Gundu Rao, seated in Swami's gleaming chariot, went from the mandir to the administrative building, where Mr. Gundu Rao cut the ribbon and went round the building with Bhagawan. The entire route from the mandir to the administrative building was flanked by thousands of devotees who cheered Bhagawan as he went to the top of the hill. I remember our experience of chanting Veda and panting in the process. Swami had originally told us that we could stop chanting when we reached the police station on the road. But when we arrived at that point where the climb to the hill starts, Swami told us to go ahead. So we were chanting Vedam and moving up the hill before the chariot. Returning to the mandir, Bhagawan and Mr. Gundu Rao came in procession with the other dignitaries to the Purnachanda auditorium and being led by a police band. The auditorium had been tastefully decorated for the occasion. Dr. Gokak, who was the Vice Chancellor of the Institute, welcomed Mr. Gundu Rao and recalled that exactly a year ago Bhagawan had laid the foundation for the administrative building on top of the hill, which overlooks the entire area for miles around. In fact, it's a breathtaking sight to see from the top. Chitravati can be seen. The curve of Chitravati can be seen. In fact, at times when Chitravati is filled with water, in floods I mean, you can see it covering almost three-fourths of the circle around Prashanti Nilayam. The imposing edifice that had come within 12 months is nothing short of a miracle. It beckons people to come to Prashanti Nilayam to embark on a spiritual adventure. It's a beacon light for educationists all over the world. I remember a number of dignitaries who over the years were chief guests at the convocation. I remember one of them saying that this is not just a deemed university, this is a dream university. It is a university of this type which was dreamed by all the great thinkers and intellectuals and spiritual leaders in the last century. In fact, one of the vice chancellors of a South Indian university even went so far as to say this is the only deemed university among all the other doomed universities. So Dr. Gokak recalled the part played by Mr. Gundu Rao in getting the Sri Sathya Sai College at Bangalore detached from the Bangalore University so that it could form a part of the campus of the institute at Prashanti Nilayam. as I had mentioned in the last podcast, the Bangalore college had been, the Brindavan college was associated with the Bangalore University, and it had to be, the affiliation had to be shifted from the Bangalore University, from which it had to remove the affiliation and then get attached to the Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning in Prashanthi Nilayam. Another speaker said that the administrative building built in record time had one engineer, one architect and one planner, Bhagawan himself. The Sathya Sai Institute had 3 gifts to give: the gift of secular knowledge, the gift of food and drink, and the gift of spirit. Every child who comes under its wing is treated as a child of immortality. Swami had remarked to a child while offering grapes, "To you I give grapes, but to humanity I give myself." There were various messages which are received from the President of India, the Prime Minister, the Chief Justice of India, the Union Minister of Education Sheila Dikshit, Dr. Madhuri Ben Shah, the Chairman of the UGC, Sri S.B. Chavan, the Union Minister of Planning, who had originally been the Union Minister of Education when our institute was inaugurated, and the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. The President of India, Mr. Zail Singh, said in his message, "I am sure this university will prove a good center of learning. I send my greetings to all those associated with the Sai University and wish the institution a bright future." Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, in her message of good wishes to the institute, commended the work of voluntary institutions engaging in the promotion of education. The UGC chairman, commending the laudable progress made by the institute in 1 year, said, "Under the inspiration and blessings of its chancellor, the creative and humane administration of its vice chancellor, and the dedication of the members of the faculty, I have confidence that the faculty will in the years to come become a pace-setter institution which would lead to harmonious development of the cognitive, affective and cognitive abilities of the student." Mrs. Sheila Kaul, the Education Minister, said the deemed university status was given to the institute because of the innovative work done by the institute in the field of value-oriented education in various parts of the country, including Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. The new status should enable the institution to strengthen and diversify its work in the field of higher education. The Chief Minister, in a frank and open-hearted speech, observed that although he had long been waiting to visit Prashanthi Nilayam, the opportunity had come only on that day and in that particular manner. It was a memorable day for him, and it was a privilege to inaugurate the building of the institute. He asserted that if such institutions came up under the influence of Swami all over the country, the future of the country would be safe. The Indian people were not lacking in abilities and skills of a high order. One thing they lacked, he noted, was discipline. Because of lack of discipline and integrity, we could not make as much progress as we wanted. Mr. Gundu Rao prayed to Baba to start such institutions for everybody, including politicians. He told the students of the institute that they were extremely fortunate. I will come more often to Prashanthi Nilayam to receive the blessings of Baba, he concluded. The convocation, which was held on that day, was held in the afternoon. In the afternoon, the first annual convocation of the Sathya Sai Institute was held in the Purnachanda auditorium. Precisely at 4 p.m., the students of the institute dressed uniformly in white. In fact, in those days, kurta pajama was the dress which was suggested for all the students, all the graduates to wear. All the students dressed uniformly in white came in procession and took their stand in a semicircle in front of the mandir. When the chancellor appeared in front of them, All the students bowed to him with folded hands and chanted the university prayer. Then the convocation procession was formed, headed by two students bearing the institute emblem, and with the registrar in between them, the members of the academic council, the deans of the faculties, members of the governing body, vice chancellor, the chief guest, Mr. Nani Palkhivala. Mr. Nani Palkhivala was at one time hailed as the conscience keeper of the country. He was a legendary Indian jurist, economist, and diplomat. He is primarily remembered as a constitutional lawyer who saved Indian democracy by arguing in a case and establishing that Parliament cannot alter the basic structure of the Constitution. He was a great devotee of Bhagawan, and one day in a public discourse he even said, Swami Baba is greater than the Parliament. And he said, the Parliament can only pass laws, but it is Swami who can make people follow those laws. These laws which are passed by the Parliament would remain in the books, but for Swami, he said, he enforces the unenforceable. That's what he said. Nani Palkhivala was very famous for his eloquent speeches. Many people may not know that as a young boy he used to stammer a lot, and it was by sheer willpower he got over it and became one of the finest and most eloquent speakers of the country. In fact, his speeches on the annual budget were events looked forward to by people from all over the country. In fact, it had to be moved to the Brindavan Stadium. The annual budget speech had to be moved to the Brindavan Stadium, which could accommodate about 1 lakh of people. He was very famous for this, and he was the chief guest of the first convocation. He was a great speaker, and it was wonderful to hear him speak. More about his speech in the next podcast. Sai Ram.